risen from the dead to do another update. I didn't do any updates because AP exams, and then after AP CSA, I decided to give myself a break and get back into the swing of things. So, update 14. News changes were big news relating to my coaching. Jacob Schwartz is becoming a paid coach. So I have a coach I've gotten different coaches, so 3 coaches. One, for square one, he decided to stay anonymous. He is sub 7, that's all you need to know. Albert Sanhueza Therault. I don't know how to pronounce it, but he's French. He's my coach for 5x5, and yeah, he is 2024 Quebec champion for 5 and 6. Megaminx Canadian podium at Canadian Champs. Yeah. And then Ethan Zhuang for clock. WR 32 average, W45 single, 296, 235. Yeah, that's basically it. No sponsor. I'm going to get back in the swing of things since it's after AP exams. I'm going to start posting more solve videos. As you see, I have like a million 5x5 solves, because that's going to be my preference choice. I'll explain more about that later. Okay, so here's where I'm at right now. This is not updated low-key, but like, yeah. So here's what I want this year. This is like not simple, but yeah, achievable, I guess. Like, some of this is actually achievable. 3x3, just need a sub 12, please. Sub 12. Okay, so, and then at some point, here are the stats. So basically, I want to be like a cracked Luke Garrett, just not Luke Garrett. Like, not before September 27, but like by the end of college, I'm thinking I could do this. And then here's what I did this week: clock, squan, AP exams 5x5. Basically, I didn't take training that seriously during AP exams, so I just picked up whatever cube I felt like doing and just doing solves when I was taking breaks from studying for them. So, and then I realized I like 5x5 a lot. Like, I genuinely like 5x5 way too much for me not to main it for a little bit. So yeah, I got a coach, and yeah, I got a coach. Redux cross still. Like, I debated with myself. I did a bunch of solves with Yao. It's just not sticking, not working. Don't want to put in the effort and like the regression of like 45 to 1 minute. Yeah. Here, I'm just gonna go over every single bio AP exam. So in the middle is my score, my guess for my score. So I think I got a 4. Like, genuinely, MCQs were pretty easy. FRQs, as you can see by the Reddit post, Hydrogen Bomb, it was like really difficult. FRQ2 genuinely fried me. I also decided it was a good idea to only study 6 hours before the day of the exam. So yeah. I also finished MCQs like so early, like 30 to 45 minutes. I had a sheet of scrap paper. I had like 3 blue pens. I used up the ink of 1 blue pen just to scribble that entire sheet of scrap paper in before I went on to the FRQs. But those FRQs were so fried, like, it's not even funny. AP macro, there are no memes about this. Like, there's the only one that there are memes about is AP bio, because FRQ2. So yeah, I'm getting a 5, bro. That was way too late for it to be. That was just way too late for it to be a proper AP exam. Like, the unit tests that my teacher gave and the practice exams were so much harder. Also, FRQs were low-key written by ChatGPT. Like, you cannot convince me otherwise. Like, I don't know why Reddit thinks it was Hydrogen Bomb versus Coughing Baby for MCQ versus FRQ. I genuinely did like an under the table kind of stance. Well, not stance, like, you know how there's big cubes you do under the table, and you have like sometimes you have a very hunched back. I did that, finished all the MCQs in 30 minutes. And then I was like, what do I do for the rest of the hour? I have sheets of scrap paper. I have a blue pen. I know what to do. Scribble it all in. But anyway, okay. So yeah, that's basically it. AP Computer Science. yo, how was it this easy, bro? Like, I got a 5 genuinely. Finished MCQs 25 minutes. I had 2 sheets of scrap paper. I had 2 pens. What did I do? Scribble them both in. So coughing baby. So if I'm probably going to do an AP score reaction with a bunch of my friends. And I'm going to post it here. So let's see how that goes. After AP exams, I did 700 clock solves this week. And now I'm sub 6 with 7 simul. Woohoo. So, as I mentioned, the preference thing slightly changed my goals. Top 100 clock, top 500 squan, which is basically sub 10. And then one event that I'll cycle through based on preference. So right now it's 5x5. At some point it could be OH, Pura, Scube even, like, but still Scube, 6x6, yeah. Also, no comps till the end of August. Clips from the last 2 comps, NYU Spring and then had Mega, will be posted after my final exams. So I'll have nothing to do except study for the horrible, godforsaken SAT, bro. Like, Sunyan, why does the SAT exist? Whatever. Videos TBD. I don't even remember how to do 10 move no flip, so probably will not do that. Basically the surprise is I'm going to explain my classes, like English, chemistry, science, not French, but like, yeah, and then the AP exams in like cubing terms, like, so for comparative advantage and absolute advantage. Okay, so basically, hold on, let me cook. So you know who Lim Hung is, right? You recent 6x6 and 7x7 WR. So basically, he has a comparative advantage in solving 6x6 and 7x7, or just big cubes in general. However, we have someone like Zhuan Yigang. He is cracked at 3x3, but he sucks at big cubes. So, in this case, Zhuan Yigang has the absolute advantage in solving 3x3s. And because he can solve 3x3s faster. And Lim Hung has an absolute advantage in 7x7 because he can solve 7x7 so much faster. And then comparative advantage is the opportunity cost of getting whichever cuber to not do what they're good at. So like if we're making Lim Hung do 3x3, he averages like 8, bro. We're not getting that many done compared to Zhuan Yi, who averages like low 4. But like he'll probably have like 6 minutes on 7x7. So basically comparative advantage is it's worth the opportunity cost basically. I'll explain that more in my video. I'll do that out. Walkthroughs, so I'm gonna do squan walkthroughs, clock walkthroughs, 3 through 6 I'm doing walkthroughs. OH, Pura probably not. Squan, clock, yeah, I mentioned, and that's about it. But like, yeah, I'm intermediate at a lot of these, so do not take my word for it. For the walkthroughs, if you see something weird, like Redux Cross. So next week is Squan CSP. Just study for whatever tests I have. CSP makes no sense. I've been trying it for the past 2 days. I cannot do tracing. Like, how is Scalp Kite evil? Like, I thought Scalp Kite was good. Anyways, whatever. Clock and 5x5, like, obviously, easy. Like, I'm just gonna be doing solves. I learned a new way to do an edge flip. So instead of like just sexy sledge kind of, I do inverse sledge, then insert. Then accountability, videos, weekly updates, live streams I have to work on. Spreadsheet, I keep forgetting to update it. I just cube to cube during AP exams, so I didn't update it. And then, yeah, subscribe for the journey, comment your questions. I'll go over all your questions next week. Thank you so much. Subscribe.